What's up guys, Ziovo here and welcome to a brand new video on the channel. Now in today's video, I'm going to be teaching you how to think of the perfect YouTube username in 2017. Now I did make a video like this about 2.5 years ago and it got over 1 million views, but some things have changed and I wanted to make an updated version. Now before we begin, let me know down below in the comments what your worst username of all time has been, whether it's an old Twitter name, an Xbox Live name, a Skype name, maybe it's an MSN name. Let me know down below in the comments and don't forget to leave a like down below as well. And with that being said, let's get started. Now the first thing I'm going to say is when a lot of people start their YouTube channels, they think about the camera equipment they're going to buy, the type of videos they're going to make, but not a lot of people think about what they want their username to be and they don't put a lot of time into it. But in my opinion, having a good username is one of the most important things about your YouTube channel because it's going to define who you are for however long you're on YouTube for. It's going to be your identity and it's going to be a part of you. You want to take the time to actually think of a good username, which is why I applaud you for clicking on this video. You can always change your camera equipment. You can always change the kind of videos you're going to make, but your username is something that's going to stick with you for the rest of your YouTube journey. Now in the previous video I made, I said there was 2 ways you can think of a good YouTube username. The first one being something completely random that's very, catchy and brandable, and the second one being something that relates to your content. Now there is a third way now, and that's just by using your own name. If you guys haven't noticed on YouTube, more and more, new channels that are blowing up aren't revolving around brands, but they're revolving around personalities. The person's personality is the brand. Take for example Logan Paul or Casey Neistat. They don't have unique usernames. They're just using their name, but they're known as a personality, so it works so well. And if you're going to be making content where it's okay to do that and maybe your name isn't too long or too hard to spell, then definitely consider just using your name if you want to. You don't have to have a username. But say you're like me and you have a very long and foreign name that's hard to pronounce and spell, maybe you would want to think of a username, and the first way to do that is to think of something completely random. Now my name, or my YouTube username, is Ziovo, and I chose this name because I wanted something completely random because I didn't know what kind of videos I'm going to make. I didn't want to have a username just revolving around gaming or technology, because in case I wanted to switch my videos up in the future, I didn't want my name to bring me down. So you could always think of a random name, and a couple of tips I have is to keep it, as short as possible. Try to keep the word not super long. You also want to make sure that it's very easy to remember, it's easy to say, but what a lot of people don't consider is that you have to make it easy to spell as well. When people are talking about your channel, you want them to be able to hear it and then spell it so that it's easiest for them to search it up and find you. If you guys have trouble thinking of a username that's creative and never been done before, seriously consider using username generators, and then once you use a generator, try adding or taking away some letters, switching letters up from the names they give you until you have something that's completely unique. Now the second way you can think of a good YouTube username is relating it with the kind of videos you want to make. So maybe you're going to put games at the end of your username, you're going to put TV, or you're going to put vlogs, whatever you want. This is a really good idea or good way to name your channel if you already know what kind of content you want to make, you know what you're passionate about. And it's also a good idea if you want people to see your name and right away know what kind of videos you make. Now this can be done in a variety of ways. You can, add words or take away words that relate to your channel. So say your name is Josh and you do video games, you could call your channel Josh Games. Or maybe you can call it, like I said in my last video, Joystick John or something. You could call it John the Gamer, John Sucks at Games. You're taking these different terms which make it very obvious what your channel is about, but you also want to add a unique twist and add different words so that you don't have the same name as everyone else. You can also take 2 words that define your channel and combine them together, or you can take, prefixes and suffixes and add them to different words so you can see in your username what kind of videos you make, but you still have a unique name. Now I also have a couple extra tips, including don't add too many extra numbers or letters to the end or beginning of your username. You don't want to add in random stuff in between. It's not the best idea to switch, letters with numbers so it's hard to spell. These kind of things you want to avoid. It's okay to add a couple of numbers or add a couple extra letters if your username is taken, but you want to avoid it as much as possible. For example, if your name is Nick and the username is taken, you don't want to go ahead and keep Nick and make your name, XX_.Nick2456 from the city of England. You can just do Nick from England or something like that, and it'll work just as well. Now you also want to make sure your username isn't taken or it isn't used that much. For example, what you want to do is is you want to, search your name on YouTube and see how many other channels have that name. If there's other bigger channels with the same name as you, you might not want to copy it exactly, but if there's, channels that have 0 subscribers or 1 or 2 videos and they're not posting, then it's still fine to use. You also want to use other sites such as SpinXO and see if your username is available on every other site. It's a really good idea to have a name that's not taken on like Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, so that you can use that username throughout all of your social media platforms, and websites such as SpinXO will help you see where that username is taken and where it isn't taken. And my final tip is, at the end of the day, it's not your username that's going to help you sell your brand. You could have any username and have a big YouTube channel, but it's how you market your username. If you can find a way to engrave that name into your viewers so they remember it and they know you, then you're going to be very set. For example, if I say, "What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, Boogie2988 coming at you live through the power of the internet," you guys already know who I'm talking about. You guys know that intro, and you know his name is Boogie2988. Of course, he has numbers in his name and everything, but because of how he markets it, how he says his name, and how he has that intro, you still remember it. That's the most important thing. It's how you sell your name and how you use it. But that's about it for this video, guys. Hopefully you did enjoy it. If you did, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up. And as always, thanks for watching. My name is Ziovo, and I'm signing out.